What's up guys, Rhino here and welcome back to another one of my FIFA 20 Ultimate Team videos and another player review. So today guys, we are going to be looking at a brand new player that was released in the Super League or the Turkish League team of the season, and that is this guy right here, the Argentinian Sosa. Now just before we do obviously get into the main part of the video guys, obviously if you are enjoying the player reviews that I've been doing on the channel at the moment, and you know they're helping you out and you're enjoying them, you find them quite useful, yeah, feel free to smash the like button or just let me know in the comment section below like any players that you want to see me do. Just helps you out with like kind of ideas and stuff like that, and obviously, you know, gets me releasing things that are useful for you guys. Yeah, and if you're new to the channel and you wanted to subscribe, then feel free, just make sure to turn on the little notification bell, and it'll keep you up to date when all my new videos do drop. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and have a look at the card. So this actually, I kind of looked at, I thought that there are some obvious kind of pros and cons to this guy. Now you can see I only paid like just under 70k for him. I think I got him a little bit under his actual price. I think it was a little bit of a slight. I think it's about 73, 74k. But he does look alright, and obviously there's gonna be weaknesses to him, of course, because he's a cheap card. But I think a bit of the issue with the value of him is because of the league that he's in, of course. Now he does a 4-star, which is a great start for a midfielder. Medium work rates aren't perfect, but they're not a disaster. It kind of depends where you want to play him. I think they're not going to be like exactly perfect for where I'm going to play him right now today. Obviously I'm trying to fit him into my main team. He's right-footed, 5'10", which is a nice height. And then if you look at like the main in-game stats, now pace-wise, pretty decent spread. It's not like he's got like loads on sprint speed or loads on acceleration. Good spread, 81, 86. Shooting stats, he's really good at everything except for finishing, which is only 74. So that could be a little bit of a downside if you want to play him in, like, say, cam. I'm actually going to be playing him in a right CDM role in a 4-2-3-1 formation, but he's going to be more like the box-to-box midfielder. He's not going to be the main sitting CDM. That's going to be Pep Guardiola, but yeah, I will give this guy a bit of a license to get forward a little bit more, because I look at him and, like, if you look at stats on like the main card, obviously his defending being like the lowest one, you kind of see him as maybe a bit more of an attacking player, and I think you can see that as well with the in-game stats. Obviously really high shot power, really high long shots, really high volleys, tap position, stuff like that. So I think he's a bit more of an attacking midfielder, but I wouldn't say he's necessarily going to be perfect for cam. Of course, we'll test that out. Passing wise, just top notch, absolutely brilliant. As you can see, I'm personally going to be using an engine chemistry style on him, so that does mean that he's pretty much going to be almost maxed out in every single passing stat, which is just ridiculous, like utterly ridiculous. Dribbling is going to be up there as well. Agility and balance are okay. They're not perfect, but I've gone for the engine to kind of like boost them a bit. You know, he's with the engine chemistry style is going to be going up to 89 agility and 97 balance, so that's going to be a big help to him. Reactions, ball control, dribbling, composure, all really high. He has like 99 curve actually, which I didn't see there. Defending stats, I think like they're actually quite respectable, to be honest. The slide tackling is not great, but for me personally, I don't really do slide tackles that often, if I'm honest. I tend to make my players stay on their feet, jockey, you know, back off a bit. Slide tackling is not an issue. Heading accuracy, again, not an issue for this particular game. Heading is just, it's not really a thing, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Interceptions 82, defensive awareness 82, stand tackle 82. Solid, not perfect, not absolutely brilliant, but when you're paying 70k, it's kind of what you'd expect. There's going to be a few, wouldn't even really call it a flaw, but it's not a stat that's perfect. Now in terms of physical guys, it's kind of an interesting one. I mean, the jumping is very low, but in my opinion it's not really going to make too much of a difference. Similar to heading accuracy, it just doesn't mean anything on FIFA 20, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. The stamina could be potentially one of the biggest flaws of this card. Now, it obviously depends where you're going to use him. Now, for me personally, I said I'm going to use him as a box-to-box player. So, 86 stamina might be a little bit on the low side. It might be something you maybe want to try and look to boost if there's a chemistry style that would do that. I'm not sure. I know there's obviously ones that do physical, but I'm not sure if they'll do stamina specifically. I'd have to check that with like the in-game stats. As you can see, like even though I've got an engine which does dribbling, it doesn't actually boost the composure, so they do kind of vary a little bit. But if there's a way to do the stamina, I would certainly go about that. Strength is 84, which is not too bad, to be honest, for a guy's 5'10". I wouldn't expect him to be like really strong and bullying the players on the pitch, so I'd be quite happy with that. And 89 aggression is pretty nice as well. So all in all, there's the traits there as well: leadership, long shot taker, playmaker, and technical dribbler. I mean, you'd expect him to be a long shot taker when he's got like 98 shot power and 92 long shots, to be honest. I'll have to be testing that out a little bit. So yeah, all in all, not a bad card at all. Now, in terms of how I'm going to fit him into the team, I am going to basically be having Messi slightly off chem. Essentially, he's going to be on 8 chem, which in theory shouldn't really matter. I mean, everyone uses players on like 7 or 8 chem anyway. It's just for me personally, I like to have, for my players to have full chem really. But yeah, it should be fine. He's going to be getting links to obviously Messi and other icons, so that kind of gives you a bit of an idea as to how to get him into a team. But if you guys, because I'd imagine a lot of you guys, if you're buying a player that's worth 70k, you probably don't have that many coins to spend on the rest of the team. You're not going to have players like Messi. So if we're looking at players, I mean, there is a new guy. I'll quickly bring him up on the screen now. There's a guy who's new into the Super League Team of the Season, who actually plays for the same team as Sosa, called Guilherme. He comes in at about 200k. If I can find the right one, I think it's this one. And he actually looks really good. This right mid here, so that's actually a League SBC card, but this one's a new one that's just been released, and he looks absolutely solid, to be honest. So he's someone that you could consider. I would have actually personally put him in, but I just couldn't afford him. As you guys can see here, I've literally got like not even 7k, so I couldn't afford to actually bring him in to put instead of Messi. So I've just gone for Sosa instead. But yeah, if you don't have icons, that would be an option. And then obviously there's a lot of good Argentinian players as well, so especially like attackers. Obviously, we've got Messi there. There's Aguero. If you just want like a normal Aguero, he'd be quite cheap now, or like a Di Maria. If you're looking a little bit more expensive, there's that Carlos Tevez, like the Libertadores card. I think he dropped about 300k now. So there are plenty of options out there. There's a lot of Argentinian SBC cards, to be honest, that because of the whole like Libertadores Sudamericana thing. So there should be plenty of options to get this guy into a team. Yeah, like obviously I said I'm going for an engine chemistry style. It depends really, guys, where you want to play him. If you're looking to play him like solely as like a CDM, maybe go for a shadow, boost up that defending. Or if you're going to play him in cam, you might decide that maybe like the dribbling and the passing are already high enough, so you just be like, well, you know what, I'm just going to boost the pace and the shooting, so just go for a hunter. So there are plenty of options, and it's just kind of up to you where you want to play him. But obviously in this video I'm going to be showing as sort of like a box-to-box central midfielder. Obviously, before we do go and try him out, this is going to be the team. A lot of you guys would have seen this before, so I won't go through it in huge amount of detail, but not that. That is going to be the formation we're going to play. So that's going to be all the tactics there. You can pause it there if you want to copy those or anything. In game, so we're going to be playing with Sosa basically as the CDM next to Guardiola, and then it'll be Messi on the right, Mbappe on the left, Ben Yedder in behind Neymar. I may be tempted to change that, but at the moment Neymar's doing well up front, but I feel like Mbappe's not getting involved enough on the left wing, so I may have to change that. Instructions wise, so he's basically just going to be told to cover centre. Everything else is going to be balanced. Guardiola's going to be the guy I'd say to stay back while attacking. So then that means that Sosa can be sort of like balanced attack. I want him to stay back a little bit, of course, because I don't want it to completely expose the defence. But yeah, we don't want him like saying, oh, you can't go forward at all, because he's got such good attacking attributes, I should say. So we want to kind of use them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and play some games. Obviously, I'll give you guys a bit of an opinion on him once we've played a couple of matches, what I think, and then we can maybe have a look at a few alternatives for sort of similar kind of price as well, and then that'll be it. But yeah, let's go ahead and play some division rivals. Alright then guys, so this is our first opponent. A few blues in there. Team of season: Alisson, Trent, Robertson, Moussa Dembele, Thiago, Flashback Boateng. Wow, I mean that's a pretty good squad. Pretty good squad, to be honest. Interesting that he's got Robertson starting at centre back though. I'm sure maybe switch that around a little bit, but yeah, let's see how we get on. Managed to hold the ball pretty well there. Oh, that's a nice ball, that. Screwed up the finish, but yeah, really good. I was surprised at that. A little bit of fade on that pass there from Sosa. Interesting. Here we go. Test out these long shots. Ooh. Oh my god. I mean, I probably should have been aware of this, but he has 98, 99, 99, 92. Incredible. Right, here we go. Good ball by Ben Yedder. Oh, he's at the post. Alright, so half time, guys. I'm thinking I may end up moving Sosa into cam, into like the central cam role. It'll mean, for the purposes, I'm probably just going to have to move Ben Yedder deep, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It's a temporary thing just to see what we can get the most out of Sosa. But he doesn't seem to be playing great in the CDM role. Whenever he gets on the ball, he's really good. Like, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed using him. He's felt quite strong, to be honest. Like low centre of gravity, and he's had nice dribbling. Not Neymar level, like not ridiculous dribbling, but it's been good. But you can see he's tiring already in comparison to the other players, and I think the medium defensive work rate is causing issues, to be honest. He never ever seems to be like in and around to make an interception at all. But I think, like, because of where he's playing, he's always too deep to kind of be involved in every attack. So he ends up kind of caught in the middle, in a bit like a no man's land. And at times, when my opponent's got the ball, he just isn't really involved. He's neither kind of defending nor forward ready to break. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of this game. But I think probably in the next game, I think I might try him in that central cam role and see if we see a bit of an improvement. Alright, I've just gone 2-0 up with Neymar. Again, like, both these goals, literally, Sosa's not been involved. This is why you didn't see the first one. But yeah, I just had to show that because I had a feeling the guy might rage quit. So that is the end of that game. Now, I don't know if can we look at anything to do with like Sosa's stats that might give a bit more of an illustration as to what he's been doing. I'm not sure if this will really help, but he didn't get any assists. He had 2 shots. One was on target, one was off target. So obviously he had the long shot, and then he had the one where he hit the post. Pass completed 13 out of 16. It's okay, I guess. It's not superb, but it's not bad. Dribbles completed 12 out of 15. You see I attempted quite a few more dribbles with him than other players, just to try and get a feel of him. No crosses, no tackles, but then again, nobody's really done any tackles, only like Militao and Varane. Yeah, and then fitness-wise, he did lose the most fitness. Now that could be down to me using him a little bit more, or that could be down to his stamina. I'm not sure if we develop a bit of a trend with that, then that will let us know that it is obviously his stamina. But yeah, I'm going to use him in the central cam role for the next game. So let's go and find out who our next opponent is. Okay, so this is the opponent right here. So red Alisson, red Kovacic. That is just a very weird team. I would presume that this is for icon swaps, but I don't know. Like, would he surely have like a player of Vardy or something like that to put up front? I don't know if this guy's going to quit maybe for these strikers, or if he's just going to sub them off and just play something different. But yeah, we'll see. Near post. Oh, straight to keeper. Nice ball up by Sosa. Alright, so I got a free kick like 29 yards out. Probably going to be difficult to put this in from here, but we'll give it a go. He's got really good free kick stats, hasn't he? So let's set it out really wide and see if we can get that bend on it. Ah, way too much. Shocking. Oh, he might get a chance off his left peg though. Oh. I don't know, man. I don't want to make a verdict on him right now, but it's not looking good, I've got to say. Oh, man, that touch. Come on, here we go. Oh, it's been blocked. It's just not happening for him. Oh, my God, seriously. Alright, well guys, that is the end of the second game. We actually lost that on 1-0. Basically just because I was just trying to get Sosa to do things, and honestly, like, normally I play more than 2 games in a player review, but I don't think I can stomach anymore. I honestly don't think I can stomach anymore, and that is literally how bad he was. I just couldn't get my head around it. Like, he was just so, like, just so slow, and he tired so quickly. I'd love to see what his fitness went down by in this game, actually. -5. Wow. Same as Ben Yedder, in fairness. But -5 on his fitness, and 2 out of 6 tackles, 18 out of 31 dribbles, 15 out of 15 passes, to be fair to him, 3 out of 6 shots on target. He just didn't feel that great, and I think you guys see there's, like, I apologise, there's not really a lot to show you. I don't think there'll be many highlights that will go into the video. There just wasn't a lot to show, in all honesty. Maybe I was playing the wrong position. Maybe like a 4-3-3 as like a, maybe like where he's starting, like in the right centre mid role. Maybe that would be better for him. But from what I saw, I think it's pretty much a bit of a lost cause, in all honesty. I didn't enjoy him at all. He was very, very slow, quite clunky. Anytime I got into a shooting position with him, he was like either quite slow to get the shot off, or he just didn't seem to have like great accuracy. And I think that's probably shown by like the 74 finishing, to be honest. That kind of did show up quite a lot. And I think he's one of these players that he has good, you know, let's bring him up a second. Let's just get his stats up. So he does have pretty nice stats, like, all round, and he's a tidy little footballer, which you'd expect with the 94 passing and the 93 dribbling. But I think his finishing lets him down. So when you do get into good areas, he just fluffs his lines. You know, he either just pulls a shot, so he hits them straight down the middle. So he can't be trusted going forward, in my opinion. But then he also doesn't have like exceptional defensive stats, so you can't really rely on him to stay back. So he's one of these players. He's sort of like an in-between sort of player, who, like, you know, he's good at keeping the ball. And maybe in a 4-3-3 he might do alright. But for me personally, how I like to play, I like each of my players to have like a set role in the team. So I'll have like one CDM who will just basically be like an enforcer, wins the ball back and then just gives it off to other players. I'll have another player who's a bit of a box-to-box player. I'll have a player who's like a playmaker slash kind of finisher, almost like a, you know, like a number 10 is just sort of playing just off the striker, gets involved, gets in the goals a bit, which he can't do. You know, he can't be box to box, he's not got the stamina. He can't be a holding midfielder because he doesn't have the defensive like awareness and the defensive attributes. You can't play him wide because he's not really quick enough. So for me, he's one of these players. He doesn't really have a role in the team for me personally, and that's just my opinion. No goals, no assists. As you can see there, like, that's just my opinion on him, guys. Obviously, feel free to try him out yourselves. But yeah, for me, like, how I play the game, and, you know, I strive to sort of hit like gold 1 like every week, which I do normally. I'm sort of trying to aim to be like a consistent elite player at the moment, and he's just not good enough for me personally. You know, if you're sort of like a little bit lower down the FUT Champs ladder and you're like Silver 1 pushing for Gold 3 or Gold 3 pushing for Gold 2, you know, try him out. He might work for you. You may enjoy him, but for me personally, from what I'm trying to strive towards, I don't think he's quite at the level that is required. If you wanted to look at anybody as an alternative that I could sort of recommend, because I think like it's probably worth having a look at a few different players and trying a few out. In terms of in the Turkish league, you're a little bit limited, although I doubt many of you will want him for that kind of purpose. I'd imagine if you were looking at Sosa, you're probably looking at him because he's Argentinian. But if you're looking at Turkish league, there is a team this season, Max Cruiser, which is a little bit more. I think he's about 170k, says 70k, but he does look pretty nice. You'd always maybe play him in like the cam role, if that's what you're looking for. Or if you're just looking for Argentinian players around about the same sort of value, about, you know, like 70, 80k, there's, well, if you complete the Libertadores SPC, you could get an Enzo Perez card, which would be pretty nice. He'd probably do quite a good job in a box-to-box role. Or even like a Future Stars, I'm not sure on his first name, but there's a Future Stars player from Bayer Leverkusen called Palacios. He's about 70k now. He's dropped in value a lot. He has very well-rounded stats. I'll quickly bring him up. He could be an option. He could be someone that you'd want to have a look at and, you know, just do a little comparison. Yeah, it's this guy, isn't it? Ezequiel Palacios. So this guy here, maybe have a look at him. He's only about 70k these days. 4-star, 4-star. He has the high work rates instead of the medium. So that would be, you know, something quite interesting to look at. Not great finishing again, but, you know, it might be worth trying out. I think, like, if that's your kind of budget, like I said before, you're not going to get someone that's going to, you know, fill every single criteria that you're after. But if you can get someone to fill a specific role, then it'll work quite nicely. But for me, like with this Sosa card, I just couldn't get him to fill a specific role. So I couldn't ignore like the defensive flaws, or I couldn't ignore the finishing, because I couldn't put him in a position that would hide that. So it just didn't work for me personally. But yeah, that is going to be the end of the video, guys. Hopefully it was useful enough for you to kind of make a decision as to whether you want to maybe try this guy out in your team. If it was, then feel free to smash the like button, and obviously comment down below to let me know if you tried him, what you thought about him. If there's anything that you want to ask me about him that I've not covered in the video, I'm sure it's something I've forgotten. So just feel free, shoot me some questions, and I can try and answer them for you from what I felt using them. Because, you know, sometimes there's things that you see, like you play the game and you get a feel for the player, but you can't really like express it in like a little clip that I can put in the video. So just let me know and I'll answer those questions. Yeah, and obviously, like I said before, guys, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel and you haven't already, then feel free. Just turn on a little notification bell and you'll be updated when all my new videos do drop. But that is going to be it from me, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you later.